Chosen ones. The battle is over, you won. Your new job is to rest and recover. You have carried more than anyone around you could truly see, and this very moment is asking you to pause and receive something you almost forgot how to accept, which is deep, quiet rest that comes from God's loving hand. There is something life-changing unfolding within you right now, and if you stay present through these words, you will feel a gentle shift that brings peace into places that once felt heavy and restless. Type 2222 if you believe. The weight that once pressed on your shoulders is no longer your assignment, because the struggle that shaped you has already completed its purpose, and now God is inviting you into a season where healing becomes your new strength. This is not a small moment, and it is not something to ignore, because within this calm space is a quiet miracle forming, one that restores your heart and renews your spirit in ways you never expected. There was a time when every step felt like walking through resistance, where even your strongest efforts seemed unnoticed, and every prayer felt like it was floating in silence. You stayed faithful even when the answers did not come quickly, and you kept moving forward even when your strength felt like it was slipping away little by little. God saw every tear that was hidden behind your quiet moments, and every time you chose hope instead of giving up, something powerful was being built inside you. This is why this moment matters so deeply, because the battle you were fighting was never wasted, and it was never invisible to the one who has been guiding your path all along. If this moment is touching your heart in a gentle way, take a second to like this video and subscribe to this channel, so more souls who are quietly struggling can also find comfort and healing through these words. Now the season has changed, and you may feel something unfamiliar, which is the absence of constant pressure and the quiet presence of peace slowly taking its place. This can feel strange at first, because you became used to surviving, pushing, and holding everything together, even when it felt impossible. Rest may feel unfamiliar, but it is not weakness, and it is not something you need to earn anymore. God is not asking you to fight another battle right now, because the one that shaped your strength has already been completed, and the victory has already been placed into your hands. Type 1111 if you trust in God. Jesus walks beside you in this moment, not as someone who demands more effort, but as a gentle presence reminding you that you are allowed to breathe again. His love does not rush you, and it does not pressure you to prove anything, because he already sees your worth clearly and completely. There is a quiet healing happening within your heart, where broken pieces are being restored with patience and care, and where your soul is being reminded that it is safe again. This is what recovery looks like when it comes from God, because it does not force you forward, but instead allows you to settle into peace step by step. There is a deep truth unfolding within you, and it is that your value was never tied to how much you struggled or how hard you worked to hold everything together. You were always worthy of love, rest, and peace, even in the moments when you felt completely worn out and unseen. God is not measuring you by your battles, but by your heart, and your heart has remained faithful even in the hardest seasons. That is why this moment is so sacred, because it is not about proving anything anymore, but about receiving what has already been prepared for you. As you sit in this new space, there may be moments where old thoughts try to return, reminding you of past struggles and making you feel like you need to stay alert for the next challenge. Those thoughts do not define your present anymore, and they do not have power over the peace that God is placing within you right now. You are being gently guided into a place where your mind can rest, your heart can soften, and your spirit can recover fully without fear. This is not temporary comfort, but a deep and lasting restoration that continues to grow within you each day. Jesus is close to you in ways that go beyond what words can fully express, and His presence is steady, calm, and full of quiet reassurance. He is not leading you into another storm, but into a place where your soul can breathe again and feel light after carrying so much for so long. You are not being asked to carry what is no longer yours, and you are not being pushed into another fight. Instead, you are being invited into a season where healing becomes your strength and where peace becomes your foundation. There is something beautiful about this moment, because it shows that God does not only walk with you through battles, but also sits with you in rest. He stays with you in the quiet moments, in the stillness, and in the gentle recovery that follows after everything you have endured. This is where your heart learns to trust again, and where your spirit begins to feel whole in a way that is soft and deeply comforting. You have already done more than enough, and the victory you were hoping for has already been secured in ways you are just beginning to understand. Now your only responsibility is to rest, to recover, and to allow God's love to fill every space that once felt empty or heavy. This is not the end of your journey, but it is a sacred pause where everything within you is being restored with care, patience, and divine love that never fades. A 7-second brainwave approach, previously limited to elite groups and stored in classified files, is now available to everyone, and many call it the 30-second miracle. Researchers claim it stimulates a dormant brain center associated with prosperity and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it is removed from the internet again. There was a time when your heart stayed alert, always watching, always preparing, always expecting something to go wrong, even when things seemed calm for a moment. That habit did not come from weakness, but from the long season of endurance that shaped how you responded to life. Now God is gently teaching you that this new season does not require the same posture, because the battle that trained your endurance has already reached its completion. You are not stepping into another test, but into a place where your spirit can finally release what it has been holding for so long. This release may feel unfamiliar at first, and there may be moments where you wonder if it is truly safe to relax, to breathe deeply, and to let your guard down without hesitation. Those thoughts are simply echoes from the past, and they do not belong to the reality you are stepping into now. God's presence is steady around you, creating a space where your heart can rest without fear, and where your mind can slowly quiet down from the noise it once carried. You are not losing your strength by resting, but you are actually restoring it in a deeper and more lasting way. There is something sacred about learning how to recover, because it requires trust, patience, and a willingness to receive rather than always give. You have spent so much of your time pouring out energy, effort, and care into situations that demanded everything from you, and now God is gently pouring back into you with the same depth and consistency. This is not a temporary moment of relief, but a meaningful season where your entire being is being renewed from the inside out. Jesus remains close, not asking you to prove anything or to push yourself further, but simply inviting you to stay near and feel His calming presence. His love does not rush your healing, and it does not pressure you to move faster than your heart is ready for. Instead, it surrounds you with a quiet assurance that everything you need in this moment is already being provided. This is where true peace begins to grow, not as something fragile, but as something rooted deeply within your spirit. Type 2020 to claim miracles. As you continue to walk through this peaceful season, you may begin to notice small changes within yourself that feel almost unnoticeable at first, yet carry deep meaning. Your thoughts may become softer, your reactions may become calmer, and your heart may begin to feel lighter without needing a specific reason. These changes are signs of healing, showing that the weight you once carried is no longer defining how you experience each moment. God is gently reshaping your inner world, creating space for peace to grow where pressure once lived. There is also a quiet joy that begins to rise in this season, not loud or overwhelming, but steady and comforting in its presence. It may appear in simple moments, in the way you breathe a little deeper, or in the way your heart feels at ease without needing to explain why. This joy is not dependent on circumstances, because it comes from a deeper place that God has been restoring within you over time. It is a reminder that even after everything you have faced, there is still beauty, light, and hope waiting for you in ways that feel genuine and lasting. You are not being forgotten in this quiet season, and you are not being left behind while others move forward. This is a sacred part of your journey, where what is happening inside you matters more than what is happening around you. God is not rushing your process, because He understands the depth of what you have been through, and He is honoring your healing with patience and care. Every moment of rest you allow yourself is part of a greater restoration that will support you in ways you cannot yet fully see. There is also a gentle reminder forming within your spirit that you are allowed to receive without feeling guilty or undeserving. You do not have to earn this peace, and you do not have to justify your need for rest after everything you have endured. God is not measuring your worth based on how much you do, but on who you are, and who you are is deeply loved, valued, and cared for without condition. This truth may take time to fully settle within you, but it will continue to grow stronger as you remain in this season of recovery. Jesus continues to walk with you, not ahead of you in a way that creates distance, but beside you in a way that brings comfort and reassurance. He understands every part of your journey, including the moments that felt confusing, overwhelming, or even silent. Nothing you experienced was unnoticed, and nothing you carried was insignificant. This is why your healing is being handled with such care, because your story matters deeply to Him in every detail. As this season unfolds, you may begin to feel a sense of clarity returning, where things that once felt uncertain start to become easier to understand. This clarity does not come with pressure, but with peace, allowing you to see your path without fear or confusion. God is not leading you into chaos, but into a steady and grounded place where your steps feel guided and supported. You are no longer walking through uncertainty alone, because His presence is gently lighting the way ahead of you. Type yes to affirm. What if abundance could be activated from within your own mind through a powerful sound frequency once kept in classified files? Specialists say this signal naturally draws opportunity and financial independence, and many people are already applying it. Click the link in the description and comments now and switch on this hidden brainwave today. There is no rush in this process, and there is no expectation for you to move faster than your heart is ready to move. Healing takes time, and true restoration unfolds gradually, allowing every part of you to adjust, recover, and become whole again. God is not asking you to hurry, because He knows that what is being built within you right now will support you in ways that last far beyond this moment. This is not just rest, but preparation for a future where you stand stronger, calmer, and more at peace within yourself. You have already come through what once felt impossible, and now you are being invited into something that may feel just as unfamiliar, which is peace that does not require constant effort to maintain. This peace is not fragile, and it is not temporary, because it is rooted in God's presence within you. It will continue to grow, strengthen, and support you as you move forward, reminding you that you are never alone and never without guidance. Let this season be what it is meant to be, a time of recovery, renewal, and quiet transformation that restores your spirit in ways that feel natural and deeply comforting. There is nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to force, and nothing you need to fear. You are held, you are supported, and you are being gently led into a life where peace is no longer something you chase, but something you live within every single day. God is now touching those hidden spaces with a gentleness that does not overwhelm you, but instead brings a calm and steady sense of relief that slowly replaces what once felt difficult to carry. There is no force in this healing, and there is no urgency that pushes you faster than your soul is ready to move, because true restoration from God always respects your pace and honors your journey. You may notice moments where something that once triggered discomfort now feels lighter, or where a thought that once caused stress now passes quietly without taking hold of your peace. These are not small changes, but meaningful signs that your inner world is being renewed in ways that are lasting and deeply rooted. God is not only giving you rest, but also transforming how you experience life from within. You are being guided into a state where your heart can exist without constant tension, where your mind no longer needs to anticipate problems, and where your spirit can feel grounded in something that does not shake or fade. This is what it means to recover in a way that is complete, because it reaches every part of you, not just what is visible on the surface. Jesus is present in this process, walking with you quietly and patiently, ensuring that nothing within you is rushed or overlooked. His presence brings a sense of stability that allows you to trust this season, even when it feels unfamiliar at times. There may be moments where you reflect on everything you went through, and instead of feeling overwhelmed, you begin to feel a sense of calm acceptance that replaces the intensity that once existed. This does not mean those experiences were easy, but it shows that they no longer have control over your present. God is helping you release the emotional weight tied to those memories, allowing you to remember without reliving the pain. This is a powerful form of healing, where your past no longer defines how you feel in the present moment. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. As you continue to rest, there is also a quiet rebuilding happening within your confidence, not in a loud or forceful way, but in a steady and grounded manner that feels natural. You may begin to trust yourself again in ways you did not realize you had lost, and you may start to feel more certain about your path without needing constant reassurance. This confidence is not based on circumstances, but on the deep inner stability that God is restoring within you. It is a reminder that you are capable, supported, and guided in ways that go beyond what you can see. There is also a new understanding forming within you about what it means to live without carrying unnecessary burdens, because you are learning to release what is not yours to hold. In the past, you may have taken on more than you needed to, whether it was emotional weight, responsibility, or expectations that were not meant for you. Now God is teaching you how to live with balance, where you can care deeply without becoming overwhelmed, and where you can give without losing yourself in the process. This is a form of freedom that brings both peace and clarity into your life. Jesus continues to stay close, not as someone distant, but as a constant presence that gently reminds you that you are not walking this journey alone. His love surrounds you in a way that feels steady and reassuring, especially in moments when you need it the most. There is a quiet strength that comes from knowing He is with you, guiding you, and supporting you without pressure or expectation. This strength is not loud, but it is deeply reliable, giving you a sense of security that remains even in stillness. As this season of recovery deepens, you may also begin to feel a renewed sense of purpose, not as something that overwhelms you, but as something that quietly inspires you. This purpose does not come with pressure or urgency, but with a gentle awareness that your life holds meaning and value beyond what you have been through. God is not rushing you into action, but preparing you in a way that allows your next steps to come from a place of peace rather than pressure. This is how true alignment begins, when your inner world is calm and your path unfolds naturally. There is also a soft sense of gratitude that begins to grow within you, not forced or artificial, but genuine and rooted in the peace you are experiencing. You may find yourself appreciating simple moments more deeply, noticing small details that once went unnoticed, and feeling a quiet joy that does not need explanation. This gratitude is part of your healing, showing that your heart is opening again in a way that allows light to enter freely. God is restoring your ability to feel, to connect, and to experience life with a renewed sense of appreciation. Type 1919 to receive miracles. What if wealth was never about chance, but about a hidden brain signal that stayed buried in classified records? This powerful frequency is now opening doors, attracting fresh opportunities, and transforming lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to bring prosperity into their lives in ways they never imagined possible. Click the link in the description and comments now, and turn on the money-attracting brainwave today. This season is not about going back to who you were before the struggle, but about becoming someone who carries peace, strength, and understanding in a deeper way than before. You are not being reset, but transformed, and that transformation is happening in a way that feels natural and supportive. God is not removing your past, but using it to shape a version of you that is more grounded, more aware, and more connected to His presence. This is growth that comes from healing, not from pressure or expectation. There is no need to rush what is unfolding, because everything you need in this moment is already being provided with care and intention. You are allowed to stay in this place of rest, to continue recovering, and to allow your heart to fully receive what God is giving you. This is not a pause that delays your life, but a season that strengthens it in ways that will support everything that comes next. Every moment of peace you allow yourself to feel is part of a greater restoration that will carry forward into your future. Let yourself remain in this calm space without questioning it, without rushing it, and without feeling the need to move beyond it too quickly. God knows exactly what you need, and He is providing it in a way that honors your journey and supports your healing. God is working gently, restoring not only your strength but also your sense of safety, so you no longer feel the need to brace yourself against life as you once did. What once felt like survival is slowly being replaced with a calm and steady presence that allows you to simply exist without fear pressing against every moment. You may begin to notice how your breathing feels different, deeper, and more relaxed, as if your body itself is learning that the storm has passed and there is no longer a need to stay tense. This change may seem small, yet it carries a deep meaning, because it shows that your entire being is responding to the peace God is placing within you. Even your thoughts may begin to slow down, no longer racing or searching for problems, but resting in a quiet awareness that everything is being taken care of. This is not something you are forcing, but something that is naturally happening as you remain in this space of recovery. There was a time when your energy was constantly being used to hold things together, to keep moving forward, and to stay strong, even when you felt tired beyond words. That time shaped your endurance, but it is not meant to define your future, because God is now leading you into a life where strength comes from peace instead of pressure. You are not required to live in constant effort anymore, and you are not expected to carry the same weight that once felt unavoidable. This realization may take time to fully settle within you, but it will continue to grow stronger as you allow yourself to remain in this calm and steady place. Type 2323 if you agree. There is a gentle rebuilding of trust happening within your heart. Not only trust in God, but also trust in life itself and in your own ability to move forward without fear. This trust does not come suddenly, but develops slowly as you experience moments of peace that remain consistent and dependable. You are learning that not every step needs to be guarded and not every moment needs to be controlled, because you are being guided in a way that is steady and reliable. God is showing you that you can move forward without carrying the tension that once felt necessary. Jesus is present with you in a way that feels close and personal, not distant or unreachable, but calm and reassuring in every quiet moment. His presence brings a sense of comfort that goes beyond words, allowing your heart to rest without needing explanations or answers for everything. You are not being asked to understand every detail of your journey, but simply to trust that you are being cared for with a depth that does not waver. This trust becomes easier as you remain in this season, because you begin to feel that you are truly held and supported. There is also a healing happening in the way you see yourself, where the parts of you that once felt unsure or burdened are now being met with compassion and understanding. You are no longer looking at yourself through the lens of struggle, but through the gentle clarity that God is placing within you. This clarity allows you to see your worth in a deeper way, not based on what you have endured, but based on who you are in His eyes. You are valued, you are loved, and you are seen completely, even in the quiet moments when nothing seems to be happening on the surface. As this healing continues, you may notice that your relationships with others begin to feel different, not because others have changed, but because you are no longer carrying the same emotional weight within yourself. You may feel less reactive, more patient, and more at ease in situations that once felt overwhelming or draining. This is not because you are becoming distant, but because you are becoming grounded in a way that allows you to stay present without losing your peace. God is helping you build a life where your inner calm remains steady, regardless of what is happening around you. There is a soft awareness growing within you that you do not need to return to the version of yourself that existed during the battle, because that version was shaped by circumstances that are no longer present. You are becoming someone new, someone who carries peace, clarity, and a quiet strength that does not need to be proven. This transformation is not loud or dramatic, but it is real, and it is lasting in a way that continues to unfold naturally over time. God is not asking you to go back, but inviting you to move forward in a way that feels aligned with the peace you are experiencing now. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. Inside your mind is a small region connected to achievement and abundance, once concealed within restricted research and classified documents. This newly disclosed frequency is helping people replace financial pressure with calm and balance, and God has guided you to encounter this at just the right time. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brainwave now. There is also a new rhythm forming in your life, one that is not driven by urgency or pressure, but by a calm and steady flow that allows things to happen at the right pace. You may begin to notice that you are no longer rushing, no longer feeling the need to force outcomes, and no longer trying to control every detail. This rhythm feels different, yet it brings a sense of ease that supports your well-being and allows your energy to be used in a more balanced way. God is guiding you into this rhythm, where your life unfolds with a sense of peace rather than tension. Even your future begins to feel different when viewed from this place, because it no longer carries the same weight of uncertainty or fear. Instead, it feels open, supported, and gently guided in a way that allows you to move forward with quiet confidence. You are not walking into the unknown alone, but stepping into a path that is already being prepared for you with care and intention. This understanding brings a sense of reassurance that remains steady even when you do not have all the answers. There is no need to rush ahead or to leave this season of rest too quickly, because everything you need is already unfolding at the right pace. God is not delaying your life, but strengthening it from within, ensuring that what comes next is built on a foundation of peace and clarity. You are being prepared in a way that supports you deeply, allowing your future to grow from a place that is calm, grounded, and steady. This preparation is not something you need to manage, but something you are being gently guided through. There was a time when silence felt uncomfortable, because it gave space for thoughts and emotions that you were trying to manage while staying strong. Now that silence is becoming a place of comfort, where your mind is no longer crowded with pressure and your heart is no longer overwhelmed by what it once carried. This change is not something you created on your own, but something that God is nurturing within you with patience and care. He is teaching you how to feel at ease within yourself, without needing distractions or constant activity to feel stable. This is a form of healing that reaches deep into your soul and gently restores what was once unsettled. You may begin to notice that your perspective on life is shifting in a quiet but powerful way, where things that once felt urgent no longer carry the same weight. Situations that once demanded your full emotional energy may now pass without pulling you into stress or worry. This is not because you have become indifferent, but because you have become grounded in a deeper peace that holds you steady. God is allowing you to see life through a lens that is calmer and more balanced, where your inner world remains peaceful regardless of what is happening outside. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There is also a deeper connection forming between you and God, one that feels less like something you are reaching for and more like something you are resting in. You are no longer striving to feel His presence, because you are beginning to realize that He has been with you all along, even in the moments when you felt alone. This awareness brings a quiet comfort that stays with you, allowing your faith to feel more natural and less forced. You are not trying to hold on to God, but simply allowing yourself to remain in His presence without effort or strain. Jesus continues to walk beside you with a calm and steady presence, reminding you that you are not expected to return to a life of constant struggle. His love is not demanding, and it does not place expectations on you that feel overwhelming or exhausting. Instead, it invites you to stay close, to rest, and to allow your heart to remain open without fear. This closeness brings a sense of security that is not shaken by circumstances, because it is rooted in something far deeper than anything temporary.